Joining us now is Jacquelyn Horton, the author of From Social Fear to Living Out Loud, all about her journey to overcoming social anxiety. Thank you for being here, Jackie.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so tell us your journey to becoming the author of this book about social anxiety.
I dealt with social anxiety as a child and even on into adulthood. I had experiences where it was extremely debilitating. I look back in hindsight, I missed some wonderful opportunities because of the debilitating effect and impact that I wasn't able to take advantage of opportunities in social settings because I would literally just shut down. As I begin to figure out how to get through this, and I finally reached a point where I learned how to master it instead of it mastering me, I realized I've got to go back and I've got to help somebody. And that's my driving force right now. I've got to help somebody that's dealing with this.
Wonderful. And so you want people to know that overcoming this is possible. What are some starting points?
I would say the starting point is building confidence, because as we build confidence, the comfort zone expands, and that's the problem. We have a very limited comfort zone, but as we put ourselves, I was just speaking with someone prior to the interview, and we cannot do this without putting ourselves in those situations. Now, it must be gradual because it can be very traumatic. I literally used to put myself out there by going to a coffee shop down the street from me, and I would go there some days. My mission was unsuccessful because my goal was to go in and to just strike up a conversation, initiate a conversation. I cannot tell you, and some people cannot understand how difficult that was. But some days I would be there for an hour and I couldn't do it. But I said, I'm determined to do this, and I began to initiate those conversations gradually. And at some point, I was like, this is not as difficult as I thought it would be. And I figured out if you talk to people and you're genuinely interested in them and you're asking them about their life, that things will just organically begin to happen in terms of having that conversation.
And the small step, going to the coffee shop. Just getting yourself there. And look, now you're here talking to me.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. So, I mean, this isn't just about completely mastering, you're not having any fear, being totally fearless. You're just talking about managing it. And what are some other ways to do that?
Yeah, definitely not totally eliminating fear. Some fear is good fear. It protects us. But there is a fear that's debilitating, and to do that, I have to go back to building the confidence, getting rid of the inner critic, challenging those negative thoughts, because, you know, you can ask yourself, when you're being hard on yourself and that negative voice, you know, who would you talk to the way that you talk to yourself? Who would you talk? Yeah, that's a good question to ask. And so you don't want to, if you're not going to talk to someone else like that, you don't want to talk to yourself like that. So don't engage in the conversation. Challenge it with good thoughts, positive thoughts. Yes.
I love that. I think a lot of people, whether you have social anxiety or not, need to do that. And this is something that we were discussing before. A lot of people have, but it's not talked about very often. Or I mean, if it's so prevalent that maybe we forget we need to still talk about it.
I think one of the reasons we don't talk about it is because it's associated with mental health issues, but it's very prevalent, it's very common, and I do know that there is a stigma associated with it, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to refrain from talking about it, because we need to. That's the only way that we can normalize this situation that needs to be addressed, needs to be talked about, because children are literally growing up with this issue, and if it's not addressed early on, they will live marginalized lives, limited lives. I miss, like I said, a lot of opportunities, and if I can help somebody, you know, I used to sing a song, if I can help somebody, my living will not be in vain. And so I'm very passionate about this.
So you have a book, and it's available on Amazon, right?
Yes, it's available. It's an ebook, and it's downloadable digital product that's available on Amazon right now.
And you also have an event happening through a community connections, right?
Yes, we have a community connection group event coming up on this Saturday at 6 o'clock. It's going to be at Elevate Life Center. We have a facility there where we serve the community in that facility, various organizations, various community impact events and things such as that. We're working very diligently to build that up. It's challenging when it comes to a facility, dealing with a facility like that in this days and time, but we're having several community organizations to come out, meet the community meet the organizations. We like to connect because we are community, and we need to maximize being community to help us all. So yeah, we will be there.
And this would be a great step for somebody to take who might have some social anxiety, to come out and meet other people.
Absolutely.
And want to meet you.
Community connection. We'll be having a coffee. It's cafe night. It's a good place to come in if you have social anxiety. Look for me. I'll be there, and I'll be glad to take a moment and talk one-on-one with you, because this is possible. You can overcome it. You must overcome it.
Yes.
Life is difficult enough, and so we don't need to compound it by with this anxiety that we can overcome. Let's get over it. I mean, I'm sitting here with you today.
You are.
There was a time when this would have, I would have ran the other way.
Well, I'm so glad you didn't and that you joined us.
Thank you for having me.
We'd love to have you back sometime
Thank
to talk
you.
more. Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much,
it.
Jackie.
Okay.
Well, coming